How we doing tonight, guys? On this Friday evening, I am doing amazing. Thank you, Justin, as always. Had a great weekend. Worked on the Rise Statistics app, and it is moving along very nicely. I'm going to be posting a more public update very soon for you guys. The people in the early access already got a little bit of insight, little graphics, but there will be some more public insights as we move along. But here we come, right? First week of September. We went through the summer, and as I stated at the beginning of the summer, right, it's usually not the best time to be trading because it's usually very small volatility. But as we saw, this year is very different, right? Election year, my first time trading the election year, and I was pleasantly surprised to see August and July and even end of June and early June just go crazy, right? We had beautiful delivery. If we just look on our chart right here, our move, our summer basically starts here. And let me just plot it on ES as well. Can you guys see my screen? Just double checking that you guys have the visuals right now. Awesome. So if you look at the delivery, we had, what was it, right? 8% to the upside, which is pretty crazy on the S&P, followed by, what is that? Almost, well, 10.5% to the downside, followed by 10% to the upside. So crazy to think we almost had 30% movement back and forth. And on NASDAQ, something similar, a little less when we were talking percentage styles, I believe, or maybe a little more actually. Yeah, a lot more. I apologize for that. I thought ES moved more in percentages, but no, clearly not. We saw a 13% increase followed by a 17% decrease and lately followed by 50% increase. Crazy summer is what I'm trying to say here. Definitely a lot of movement, a lot of opportunity, but we are starting back in autumn, getting close to the elections, so just be careful out there for the upcoming volatility. If we talk more about the upcoming week, right? First week of the month, I never expect much out of the first week of the month because I am waiting for it to give me clear structure so that for the rest of the month, right, I can engage with price. For example, in August, sorry, for end of July, right, beginning of August, we had a very crazy open low, right, which at the time I stated that I did not believe we could open low so far, but maybe we could, right? We predicted this bullish move. So we opened low to then give us the bullish move. The crazy opportunities weren't in the move down starting here. The nice opportunities were in the distribution phase, the phase you can predict, the phase you want to be trading, right? The low resistance liquidity run to the upside in this specific case. So I'm going to be waiting this first week, going to be very careful with how I engage with price, also with a week with such news, right? We start this September with a bank holiday, first off, followed by PMI on Tuesday. But since it's the day after a bank holiday, I usually would recommend not to trade. I am going to be trading with quarter risk. So recently I've liked to engage with these days, but just with extremely small risk so that even if I have a max losing day with my strategy, my rules, it is not even one risk to reward. So it is 0.75 risk to reward, right? I give myself 3 bullets at 0.25 risk. So that's what I'm going to be doing on 4 PMI specifically. And we have to remember it's NFP week. So I'm also going to be trading Wednesday morning, going to be doing quarter risk again on Thursday because as per NFP week, I do not trade on Thursdays that are NFP week. But with such high impact news events and the fact we have a bank holiday on Monday, I'm taking those things into consideration, and I still want to engage with price on that day, just with very small risk, since it is all pretty new, right? So technically, you have 2 trading days this week, 2 high probability trading days, Wednesday morning session and Friday after NFP, but I am going to be engaging on Tuesday and Thursday with quarter risk. It is customary that when we are starting a new month, we do our full top down and not starting on the daily or the weekly, but going all the way to the 6 month and just taking all in what is currently going on, right? Whenever each candle represents 6 months, right, we can see all the way back to 1999, and it's very easy to tell that we are bullish long term, sure. But we just took out some key liquidity, retraced, and are currently respecting our previous years. Pretty much, I'm looking at the July candle here, our previous year's candle right here, and have respected this to the upside. So I am anticipating a flip and a continuation to the upside. On ES, sorry, if we look very precisely, the low of this candle is at 5120 and this order blocks is at 5124.25. So yes, you can utilize 6-month levels with ICT logic to trade, basically, right? This is the low that we formed. When was it? I'm going to go on the daily and showcase it, that we formed in August. So yes, these higher time frame levels are utilized. If we go down to the 3-month, we can see the same thing. We traded back down into our previous order block and currently are respecting and even flipped the full candle. So long term, I'm still expecting delivery to the upside. This is my main goal for now. Now, if we go to the monthly, we had monthly SMT on the August lows, right? So that is pretty much all the logic I utilize on the daily, right? It's fractal. But fractal does not just mean, oh, I can use the same logic on lower time frames. It also means I can use the same logic on higher time frames. So when we say something is fractal, I understand that this SMT is of high probability. If we look at the premium and discount of our most recent range, right, regarding this SMT, of course, because I'm not going to utilize this range since we broke it, we retraced into a discount. For first discount in efficiency was the liquidity below this low. We even respected our previously mitigated fair value gap, formed SMT, retraced to the upside. What are my long-term objectives? All-time high, right? Very clear. Once you go to these higher time frames, it is pretty much impossible to miss what is going on, right? There is going to be SMT with previous month's high, right? We can see now that the new candle has opened. And we can see how ES is close in relation while NASDAQ is pretty far away. So I do expect some early week fuckery, if I can say it like that, with higher time frame SMT being present at previous month's high levels and more. But I do anticipate us to invalidate that SMT and continue pushing to the upside. This is especially true when you start looking at a weekly chart, right? So I'm just going to plot my fair value gap and of course include the volume imbalance. Plot this weekly fair value gap. Let me find my template here. Weekly fair value gap, same thing on ES here. We traded back into it, respecting that weekly fair value gap and are currently pushing to the upside. I want to see a continuation of that move and a push, as I stated, to all-time highs above. That is my long-term and short-term objective. We have reached every lower objective that we needed for now, and I do now want to see upside delivery, a continuation of our previous week's move. We just had last week, that was a bit of a retracement, but as you can see, weekly fair value gap CE, beautiful respect of that level actually, and delivery to the upside with ES remaining higher, remaining stronger, sorry. Now, as we stated, NASDAQ opened the month, right, way further away from all-time high than ES did. So this is where we could see some SMT form and where we could see NASDAQ temporarily respect this bearish weekly fair value gap while ES does this, right? So I am going to plot some drawings here so you guys can see. We could see this movement, right? But I do, as I stated, anticipate that we will invalidate this to continue higher. This is all long-term trend, right? And we will be able to see what it does if it forms SMT at this level and we have some short setups. We can take some short-term retracements because they could last 1 or 2 candles, but we are currently in a weekly chart, right? So 1 or 2 candles is 1 or 2 weeks of bearishness. So this is what I anticipate, but I would like to see us directly invalidate this gap right after and not respect the SMT that it's going to form in the short term. This is my plan. This is how I will look for it. And if we now go down to the daily chart, which is pretty much unnecessary with everything we just stated, what am I going to look for? Well, Monday I'm not trading. Tuesday I am. Quarter risk, I'm going to adjust to what the day is doing specifically. But if I was to think in terms of high probability trading days, what kind of what kind of weekly profile would I anticipate, right? If I bring my news back right here, it could be from anything to a Wednesday reversal to a Thursday reversal to possibly Friday making the whole range of the week. So the low of the week and the high of the week. But truth is, the most probable outcome will be that the low or high of the week, in my case, I am bullish, so I'm going to say the low of the week will be formed on Wednesday, possibly on Thursday on some assets, which would form SMT, right? So if we see SMT between Wednesday's low with Nasdaq and ES, that is my buy signal for sure, right? Looking at the lows, of course. What would that look like on a daily chart? Well, I want to see Nasdaq go to this high this week right away. I don't want to see SMT form at this high long term. So of course, in the short term, ES will reach this level quickly, while Nasdaq will take some time to get there. But I want to see us trade aggressively through this to then displace towards all-time high. Very extended analysis, right? Going from the 6 month to the 3 months to monthly to the weekly to the daily. But truth is, I'm just looking for a continuation of my upside move. So I believe that our retracement objectives have been met. I want to see a continuation to the upside. And if we do go back down, I'm going to see this low as set and look for a retracement into this possible range. So for example, if we break this high, we are going to now form a new bullish range, and I'm going to look for a retracement into here, expecting us not to break this low. That monthly is bullish as fuck. Yes, Dave, 100%, right? Basically, you know your analysis is not necessarily correct, right? But you know you're utilizing the correct theories and the correct concepts when no matter where you look, no matter what you look at, it is all telling you the same thing. So from a 6-month chart to a daily chart, it is all telling me I'm bullish. So all I'm waiting for is bullish structure in a day, right? So for example, intraday time frame, 15-minute chart, I am going to look for bullish structure, bullish power of 3, and just look for buys. That is the main thing. If we have bearish structure, I am counter bias, I am trading a retracement, and this is not where the high probability opportunities will be. Do we have any questions, right? I know we went over a bunch of things currently, but very simple, targeting liquidity to the upside. No questions. I am super excited for the day. Well, I will have an absolute beginner, right? Starting trader come in here and ask me 20,000 questions because I'm in here and you guys are always saying the same thing. No question, all clear, which is a good thing, But I don't know. We've been here for 13 minutes. I guess it makes quick videos for the people watching on YouTube. Pretty great then. It's very nice to see some new faces in here. By the way, welcome guys. If it's the first time you join these events, we do host weekly outlooks every week and daily price action reviews pretty much almost every day, right? All the high probability trading days based on my logic. I'm going to post a small announcement just after this, but very nice to have all of you new faces in here. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that very much. Like always, awesome, Alien. All right, well, you guys have a great week. Good luck if you're trading early on in the week, and we'll see each other on Wednesday night for our first PA review of the week. Everything will be posted in announcements in a second, so you guys will get the chance to see it there. You guys have a great rest of your night.